doing it. You supposed to be happy you sitting there with Kid L. Why you mad?
The Kid L Podcast.
Rocking and rolling, Rum the Artist is in the building, man. What's happening?
What's
man?
the deal, Kill?
You know what I'm talking about when we talk about Red Rum from the movie The Shining, where Red Rum is backward is spelled murder, right?
Yeah.
Is that anything to do with anything, or is it just something else?
It has nothing to do with it, brother. You see, my first name was actually J Rum, and then shit, I was just like, I gotta find a different type of name that's more like mischievous. So I was like, shit, Red Rum, like it's like a red version of myself. And then like when I was out there in Cali and shit not too long ago, I was fucking with Smoke Perp, right? And I let him hear my music and shit. And he was just like, oh shit, how you make this on GarageBand and shit? I'm like, yeah, man, GarageBand. So he listened to it. He was like, what'd you say your name was again? I said J Rum, but the name of the project is Red Rum. He was like, shit, you should change it to that. I'm like, that's stupid as shit. And then I was like, shit, I might fuck around and do that shit. So shout out to Smoke Perp.
It's dope, man.
Yeah, sir.
Where are you from?
I'm from Detroit, East Side.
Cool, man. What was life like growing up in Detroit for you?
Life was pretty smooth and shit. I had both my parents and shit. I went to Grosse Pointe South, Grosse Pointe Middle School and shit like that. You know, it was real cool and shit. I would say for the most part, I just stayed to myself. But at the same time, I had a lot of mishaps like anybody else does. Misfits and shit. I was fucked with from here and there for just being different. My whole life, I just been different and shit. So I feel like as I got older, people started to see it more. They like, oh shit, like it's more to it. Like when I got to actually express it with my art, put it in music, I felt like my whole life just changed and people really like seen that shit.
What was the beginning of that, the music journey?
The music, I would say that was 2015, 2016. But I always wrote poetry since I was a kid.
That's cool.
So I feel like, I don't know, I just used to freestyle when I was in college and shit. So I went to Johnson C. Smith University in Charlotte, North Carolina. So I was just freestyling and shit with the friends I had back then. And then I just like to make music. I don't know. It was just one person who was making music, right, in this dorm room. And I was like, shit, let me hop on that bitch. Now, mind you, I just did skits and shit around that time. So I'm just thinking like, shit, I'll go ahead and say something just to catch somebody's attention. So when I got on the track, they was fucking with that shit. They like, hold on, man, you said what? And I like their reaction because me, I really just like reaction. So when they gave me a good reaction, I was like, shit, what if I got something with this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What if my whole life when I've been trying to act, I got something else? Because I'm into like modeling, like directing and shit like that, and did acting. So I'm like, damn, what if I can do something else though? You never know. So I just gave it a spin, dropped some little SoundCloud projects around that time. You know SoundCloud was popping right then.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, go ahead, let me put some shit on there. And I just like the reception that I had. Everybody was just giving me the stuff I want to hear. So I was just like, this is more what I want. Because I was looking like actors, they only get a certain amount of attention. But I like the live SoundCloud around that time was just showing so much shit, like as far as being a rapper and shit was changing. I'm like, I want that.
Yeah.
I want that attention, man. And
yeah, SoundCloud's a beautiful thing, man. It just like gives independent artists a chance to get their music heard.
100%.
It's organized properly.
Yes, sir.
You know, and you can distribute it in a very easeful way to your fans, and you know, people can find you pretty easily. So how did you gravitate from that point?
Pretty much after I started doing that, I'm like, I need to start performing.
Yeah.
So I dropped out of school. I was like, man, fuck this shit. And I dropped out of school and shit, and I was just like, okay, let me start focusing on this shit and see where it goes. I start performing around the city.
Cool.
And I was ass at performing. Then I'm like, okay, what's going on? So I really had to find myself, right? I had the recognition online, but the performance wasn't there. So I'm like, okay, I don't give up. I'm not big on giving up at all. I'm big on just consistency.
Word.
So I'm like, I'm about to just perfect what I love about myself with this music shit. And the more that I just drilled into it, I seen people start fucking with it even more. So I'm like, okay, let me get this performance shit even better attack. So I ended up moving back to Detroit when I was out in Charlotte. Came back here and started performing, and them performances was fucking crazy, bro. I was on some like, okay, well before I did it, I was on some hip hop shit. You know when everybody started doing some boom bap hip hop shit when they started. Me, I ended up moving from that, evolving to some punk rock shit. So when I came back, it was just more energetic and shit, and I was just all in people's faces and shit. And they like, oh shit. And then their reception was way better. Like, we like that. So whenever somebody see me perform, they're like, yeah, he performed crazy. He performed real fucking crazy. And I was just fucking with that, bro. I'm like,
yeah, man, there's only a few artists in the city that you can really talk about that brings that energy to the stage that's prolific. Like you got my dog Lil Tito, you got Snap Dogg, you got Sada Baby,
100%.
you got Jungle, You know what I'm saying? Like these guys just go rip it on stage, and sometimes their energy on stage outweighs the song. Like it overperforms the song, which is cool in its own right because it's different. Like usually you're just like trying to peep the song, but it's like, no, this dude visually is crazy too.
Yeah.
So you were able to take that approach and be successful with it.
Yes, sir. I really believe in like putting your whole energy into it. And around the time XXX had passed, and he put a lot of jewels in on what to do as an artist, and I studied him like crazy. And
What were some of the tips that you got?
He was just like, really, you give what you get pretty much.
Yeah.
So if you put out a whole lot of energy, you're going to get that back. If you put in all your time, you're going to get something back. And the laws of attraction, and I really believe in that. So I just started applying that, and then I started seeing the fruits of my labor.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Now, when you're building a fan base as an upcoming artist, are you focusing on the city? Are you focusing on where it works? Like, how do you figure out where to cultivate the fan base? Because your sound doesn't really, it's not the Detroit street rap sound, you know?
I'm focusing more on the mainstream. Like, I don't really focus on one minority. I focus on everybody because I feel like I want to go towards the misfits. And being a misfit has no race to it. So I was just like, I want to make a sound that's for everybody that can fuck with. Like, more on some, like I was inspired by Kid Cudi, Tyler the Creator, Andre 3000, Kanye, you know what I'm saying? It's just like the list goes on. I listen to a lot of rock and shit like that. Heavy metal, we talking about Paramore, you name it. Like, I just really dove in. When I perfected my craft in Charlotte, I just dove in that time and listened to every fucking thing. And I was just like, let me see what I can get from this. So when I made my sound, I was just like, it became more melodic. So it went from boom bap to melodic. And once I started hearing that shit, people was like, this shit cold. I'm like, yeah, I know.
That's heat. That's heat, man.
I'm like, yeah. So
it's crazy, yeah, because it's like you're doing it for yourself, but you're also knowing, like, don't pigeonhole yourself to try to force it on to your audience that's around you. Because I think a lot of people get caught up in, like, I'm from Detroit, so I got to make Detroit music. It's like you're growing up in the hood, and then it's like everybody expects that of you to make that sound, and then you get trapped in that. But you were like, no, fuck that. I'm going to make mainstream. Like, I'm going to go for all of it, not just, like, niching it out, right?
Yeah, hell yeah, because I'm big on like mental health and shit.
Yeah.
And I like to just touch all aspects of the song. Like, what is the song about? A lot of times I write out the idea first and I'm like, okay, let's make this song about that. And sometimes the shit don't work. I'm like, okay, let's try it again. But I'm big about helping people with the music I make. Incredible. Because I feel like music is that powerful. So I'm just big on underground, really big. I had a lot of people that supported me and helped me with my sound and helped me with my style. Shout out to Coast Wild, R.I.P. Coast Wild.
Man, R.I.P. Coast Wild, man.
He helped me big on my style. Man. Really helped. Yeah.
That was a tough loss, man.
Man, that shit hit me, man, because
that was tough, man.
He was really big in the city, brother. Like, and he helped me a lot with like behind the scenes of just like going into like who you want to be.
Yeah.
Like, he showed no fear. And like, I admired that. Like, I looked up to him for real. So, you know.
Yeah, man. No, not enough people talked about him when he passed away. He had his own thing going on, man. Like, he was
100%.
He had his own circle of people. He had the events he was running. He was cool as fuck. I used to see him in public just randomly, and I used to be like, before I recognized that, who the fuck is that? Like, I would always look at him like, who the fuck is that? I'm like, oh shit, it's Coast.
He had that fucking appeal, man.
Yeah,
and I fucking missed that shit, bro. It's hard to believe. I'm not gonna lie. I was talking to my brother about this shit. I said, bro, it's hard to believe that he's gone, bro. I'm like, bro, R.I.P., bro. But we're gonna keep the legacy going for Coast, man.
When you're talking about the influences, not even just influences, but people that you know, like, there's the gig of what they portrayed, like Tyler the Creator and whatnot, XXS, and it's like they all have a completely different sound from anybody else in the entire world.
Yeah.
They're the ones who invented these sounds type shit, and now everybody else is kind of just like taking from it and remapping it out, which is cool.
Yeah.
What do you think makes it the most difficult part about growing in the trajectory of the sounds that you make? Do you feel like it's hard to find people that value that type of music, or do you think it's just that it's hard to figure out what works and what doesn't work?
Well, it's hard when the lens on the city is only for one genre primarily, you know, because we have so much diverse talent here. So I feel like that's a big part of it. So it's hard as shit to like show people like, I want to make this music. And they're like, no, but we like this music. You're like, but I want to make this music. They're like, no, but we like this music. So it's like, shit, well, how do I make something that is good enough for them to fuck with, or do I just fucking leave? Because a lot of people fucking leave out the state. And I'm like, nah, but I know I got something for them. And a lot of times they just got to listen. A lot of times when I'm just presenting is not it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe I just got to keep looking. I got different styles. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think we got to look at like Danny Brown because he's from Detroit, right?
Yeah.
Just be like, yo, this guy took a whole different lane and it worked completely.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Z loopers and everything. Like, it's cool to see it though, man. It's
Mhm.
cool to see it, and it's cool to know like, yo, you're not stuck here. Like, you can do it wherever. You know, wherever you're accepted, that's where you kind of got to go.
100%.
What's
Hell yeah.
been your response from your latest project?
My response from my latest project is keep going, keep pushing with the heavy singles. Focus on what's the main single and market that. Because that's the only thing I really want to focus on now because I feel like I lack in that is marketing. Once I get that down to a T, it's fucking over, bro.
What about the album?
The album itself, I would say they love it. They say it's good as a concept. I made the cover art. I make all my cover arts.
What do you
and
mean
shit.
as a concept?
As far as like Planet Jaylen, really, that's the name of my album, is Planet Jaylen. And to me, it was just basically about my imagination and feeling free to just let loose with that and not feel bound to having to make a certain sound or a certain concept that everybody else is doing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Planet Jaylen is about everybody has their own planet. It's not just about me. It's about everybody who feels like this. Yeah, I promise you, you're gonna have one track on there, but that's for you. 100%.
Man, I remember when I was making comedy skits at one point in my time, and I just remember like, damn, bro, I gotta do this part. I don't want to do this part, but those motherfuckers are gonna laugh if I do this part. And it's like you give and take for sure. Like you got to give and take, because I think like art isn't just something that's from you. It's like what you perceive too, and how you reproject that back into the universe. And it's like sometimes we are seeing those things that we don't like, and sometimes we do have to take those things that even though we don't like them, we have to put it into our creativity and export it again. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it can't just only be like only what I like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we everything is memory. Our memories from the bad things, the
Talk
good
that
things,
shit, L.
everything.
Yes, sir.
It's everything. So it's
Yeah.
like I only want to do what I want to do, but you don't even know that some of the shit you're doing is shit that you don't even want to do. It's just what you fucking captured in your mind.
Yeah. Did you really break out the box? Are you really outside of who you are? Like, are you evolving
Right.
in the shit, or are you just making what everybody else is making?
Exactly.
So what I do is make sure I like this shit, and then I play it for other people, because trust and believe, like 10 to 20 tracks didn't even make the album.
God damn.
And I'm playing it for my brothers. They're like, why isn't this on there? Where's the deluxe? Is there a deluxe? I'm like, I don't know. But this shit is it. You know what I'm saying? So I do a lot, and I try a lot of sounds, and I don't keep myself in one box because you never know.
As far as your own life is concerned outside of music, man, what's been the most difficult aspects of just personal growth or circumstances in your life?
The most difficult process of personal growth, I would say, is just like maintaining with life in general. Like, just like I had mental health issues in the past, so just coming to terms of how to control that. I do a lot of meditation and stuff like that, and I do my best to listen to just people who have their mind on the right set, just to keep me right. You know what I'm saying? Because I can always fall off here and there, and I have bad days. I would say that's what's difficult, is staying on the right path and supporting my own lifestyle, because being an artist is not easy. Like the video shoots and the studio, that shit costs. So finding ways to get that, like I work several jobs just to make that shit. Yes, I believe in, hey, if you gotta work, go fucking work, get the money. As long as you get money, you're gonna be good. So I work a lot of fucking jobs, and I get money just to invest in myself.
Yeah, you
100%.
have to. I like that idea. I always like the idea of artists working and just using the money that they made from their job to put it into their artistry. I think it's like a beautiful thing, bro. It's like you make the money and then you put it into your art.
Yes.
It's like, think about all the other things that people are putting their money into after they get it. It's like they go to the club or they spend it all over the weekend. It's like, yo, and there's no result or return from it. And you didn't even get any creative expression from yourself. You kind of just like, that's it, it's gone.
Yeah.
But as an artist, it's like you go, you make 5, 6 to 1,000 a week, whatever you make, and it's like you just take that and invest it into the music.
Now let me say, it's easier when you don't have any kids.
Oh my god, bro.
I don't have any kids.
Well, you have kids?
I don't have any kids.
Oh my god.
So
bro.
it's way easier to invest in
Bro,
yourself.
if you're an artist and you have kids, man,
Yeah.
you just made your chances of making it 100 times harder. I'm not saying it's not possible, but you just made it 100 times possible. And if you don't have financial stability,
Talk about it.
you should not try to be a rapper. If you
Yes.
have no financial stability and you have a family,
They're
you
out
should
here.
not try to be a rapper. But there's so many people that have no money, they have nothing going on, and they got kids, and they're trying to make a rapper. It's like
man.
you're going to the casino and you're taking $1,000 and you're putting it on 31. It's like your chances are so significantly low.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying like focus on getting the bag up
Yeah.
and then get back to the music, because like you said, everything costs, right? You got music videos, you got studio time,
Yes.
you got marketing. There's so many things that cost money. How do you have no money and a family and you're trying to make it as a rapper when you got all these things to pay for? How do you do it? How?
Most don't.
They don't.
They
And
lie
it
to
trips
themselves.
me out, man. It's like they're using the. I
Why
don't
are
know what
you lying
checks-
in your raps, man?
Stop
Why?
stealing money out of your girlfriend's purse to pursue your rap career.
She knows you're doing it too.
Actually, you know what? If you got to do it that way, do it that way. But I'm just saying,
Oh
like,
shit.
shit costs money. You can't steal money from your girlfriend's purse every week.
She's gonna catch on.
Eventually, she's gonna catch on, bro.
And that's your ass.
That's what I'm saying, son. Like,
If you have no kids, it's just way easier. I
Oh
have
my-
none, so I just hustle my ass off.
bro, to
I'm
be honest
telling
with you,
you.
I don't even trust people that have kids.
Yeah.
You
for
see
real?
what I'm saying? I don't trust people that have kids. I feel like if somebody has kids, that means they're willing to do whatever it takes, and willing to do whatever it takes means they'll screw you over. That's how I feel, because everybody I know
You're
that
not fucking lying,
I'm
bro.
telling you, bro.
You just gave me a memory in my head.
what?
I done had like people like old friends and shit that as soon as they had kids, switch up.
Switch
I
up.
swear it's like a fucking exorcist. You like, who? You was the same? What? How?
That's the thing.
It's fucking crazy. Bro, I'm telling you, bro. You just hit it on the fucking nail.
I
bro.
don't blame people for being desperate when they have kids,
Yeah.
but they are willing to do whatever it takes for their family, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm dealing with somebody on a business level or an artistry level and they're willing to do whatever it takes for their family, that means they're willing to do something bad to me to benefit them.
Yes.
And that I've seen it with my own eyes. Friends that didn't have kids, they were cool as hell. Everything was simple. Then they had kids, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try to get one over on L. I'm trying to get over on L. And I'm like, yo, man, I get you have a family to feed, and that's why you're doing this. But that's why I cannot trust you. You just turned my trust factor down by 99% after you had those kids.
Damn.
It's just what it is, son.
Yeah,
It-
hey,
it
man.
is what it is.
Watch out for the people with kids, man.
I'm telling
For
you,
real.
bro.
I'm gonna tell you, kid.
What up?
I've been waiting for this shit for a while.
Word.
For like years. Looking at episodes and shit, I'm like, one day. And I see somebody I know, I'm like, fuck.
Who you
one
see,
day.
Nina?
Nia? Yeah.
Yeah, Nia?
I seen Nia, yeah. She shouted me out. She was like, shout out Red. I'm like, oh, it's close. One day I'm gonna be there.
You guys work together.
Yeah, 100%.
What was that like?
At first she was referred to me by my cousin. So then I hit her up and shit. I heard that she can sing and shit. I'm like, man, I'm working on my first album. Let's go ahead and put you on there. Let's see how you do. And she did amazing, man. And I still listen to that song to this day. So I love what she's doing right now. She turned this shit up.
Yeah, she's
Keep
cool
going.
though.
Shout out Nia Money, man.
She's like a teacher and shit.
Man, 100%. And she don't stop too. She,
Crazy.
She don't stop. Yeah.
So on the spiritual path, man, you do meditation and yoga. How'd you get into that?
I got into meditation once I got tired of growing up with a lot of mental issues and shit like that, and I would just not handle it right. I would spaz out, sometimes crash out, and I didn't like that shit. I was just like, okay, I need to fix this shit because I'm getting too old for this shit, and it's not cute. So I was like, okay, I just need to find something. And my brother had the Tao Te Ching book. I don't know if you ever heard of that, but it's called The Path by Day. If you ever get the chance to look it up, it's Taote Ching. So the Tao Te Ching book is called The Path by Day book. It's real small, but it's simple and it gets to the point. Once I learned that, I just start practicing what I preach. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people will talk, you need to just study, meditate, and relax. But then they don't do none of that shit. I was like, okay, I just actually need to do that, what I'm saying. I started just taking time out, space out and shit whenever I'm really feeling anxious and shit, and just relax, bro. Because a lot of the shit is not even that serious. A lot of shit is in your fucking head, bro. This is what you need to master. It's you versus you.
Right.
It is you versus you. That's why I hate it when somebody's trying to like hate on you from work, wherever. It's like, bro, little do you know, bro. It's it's you versus you, bro. If you realize that it's you versus you, bro, everything would change, bro. I
Yeah,
promise you.
the way I learned to stop getting upset at people was I thought of this concept. Why am I letting somebody else's psychology affect my psychology?
100%.
Like, that is not even a real thing that we're talking about. This is just something people are manifesting and thinking about, and then they spew it out of their mouths, and then it comes to me, and then I interpret it, and then I go, well, now I'm going to let this affect me. Why would I do that?
Right.
Who's to say that that person's mental structure is properly distributing what something is right or wrong about? How do we know what this person is saying is right or wrong? And even if they do, why is it affecting me so badly? So you're really getting turned up because of somebody else's thought process,
Yes.
which is not really a real thing. Thought is not really a real thing. It's just a part of your mind. Your mind is just memory and imagination. And then you think of something and you might imagine something and then you say it.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. And then we take that and we go, oh, I'm about to fuck this guy up. It's like, bro, why? Like, you're tripping. But it is hard though, man. Like, I think, like, what is it about? What do you think it is about somebody saying something that can trigger you? Like, what is it like? What is it?
It's a lot of memory and it's trauma, but it's a big part of how you react too. So even though it's traumatic and it's all memories and shit, I get that, and that's why you react and know why you react, because sometimes you feel a certain way that they don't even realize. They just saying something. They like, oh, I triggered you. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times you got these memories in your head that only you remember. That was like 10 to 15, however long ago. Nobody else remembers it but you. And you keeping that all the way inside here. You got to let it go.
Facts, B.
You got to let it go.
I remember when my ex-girlfriend, this was my first girlfriend, she, one time I called her, 6 years into our relationship, I called her and she was talking like she was sleeping. She's like, hey, babe, I'm kind of sleepy. I'm like, oh, damn, no cap. And then she hung up the phone and I was like, man, she ain't sleeping, bro. And I drove to her crib and obviously there was a guy there or whatever. And I remember I was like, damn, bro. I got into another relationship and my girl had been talking to me like she was getting ready to sleep. She's like, oh, baby, I'm tired, I'm about to sleep. I'm like, oh, so you're about to turn up on me too? Pulled up to her crib. There was nobody there.
Damn.
And it was just like, because my ex made me feel like that soft, sleepy voice is a sign of
It
cheating.
was in your head.
I took it to the future of my next girlfriend, like, oh, she's about to be cheating on me because she used that same voice.
She was cooking waffles and shit. You
She
like,
was doing
gotcha.
it. Yeah, she wasn't doing shit, man.
Got you.
Man, breaking into your girlfriend's house to see if she's cheating is crazy, bro. Like, that's the craziest thing. I mean, I've done it.
So that's what you did?
I busted in. I'm like, oh yeah, where's he at? I'm looking everywhere. I'm like, where's this dude at? And there was nobody in the crib, man. I felt so bad when I opened up the door and she was just sleeping with the remote in her hand. I was like, man, I'm tripping, bro. I flew all the way out here.
She's scratching her ass and shit. Like, boom, gotcha. Fuck.
Cheating's crazy though. Cheating's like the most hurtful thing, man.
It hurts people, man. I was cheated on in middle school, bro.
Word.
But I love that shit because it made me who I am today.
When it happened, it had to be crazy though.
When it happened, I was young and I was like, man, fuck this shit. And I went home and I just started working out. I was like, dumbbells and shit. I always love working out and shit. So I just started doing that shit and I started feeling better. So I feel like if that didn't happen, I'd probably be lazy as fuck. So
really,
like that's when I started. Yeah, that's when I started to work my ass off and just start working out. And I feel like, fuck it, helped me get healthy and shit. So I feel like everything happens for a reason. It's all about how you react. Like,
what do you think the biggest thing that's ever happened to you transformed you in life?
Damn, L, that's a deep God shit. The biggest thing that's changed my life in a hurtful way?
Any type of way.
Any type of way? I feel like when I actually moved to Hollywood, that's what changed my life. It was back in 2019. And I just moved out there because I was tired of Detroit. I was real depressed. I lost a family member and shit. And it was literally looking like Gotham outside. That shit always looked like Gotham. I was so tired of that shit. I was like, bro, I'm going to fucking Hollywood because I always wanted to go. So I went there and I just started meeting celebrities and shit. That's when I'm like, I'm glad I did this shit. When I went out there, I seen some shit. Dog, man.
What'd you see?
The second day I was out there is when I met Smoke Perp and I got that story about my name. That was the same day I got invited to the Hollywood mansion party. That's when shit got live. I'm like, oh, this is real. Real for real. And when I went to that shit, bro, it was like, okay, you know Pinocchio when they was drinking and shit and they was just partying on that island?
Yeah.
It was the same shit. I'm waiting outside for the people that's hosting the party. And there's this loud chick behind me. She like, whoa, let's go, let's turn up, we about to party. I'm like, bro, this chick is annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
She'll never be nothing in life. I end up getting her fucking information and shit. And it's Christian Rock. Right?
Yeah.
Christian Rock. Around the time, she didn't have no tattoos. All her teeth was in. And she was looking good. I ain't gonna lie. Shit, I was irritated, but when we got in, I was like, what's her Instagram though?
Yeah.
And I seen like around the time she was like this track star and something like that. And she was on the show like was like a ninja warrior. So yeah, I was just like, fuck, bro, this shit is fucking crazy. Seeing people, coming out the bathroom,
Coke.
I'm like, oh shit, like we all in this motherfucker going crazy.
Did you fuck with the Coke?
No, I didn't.
That's smart, man.
I didn't. But that party got shut down. Like it was live as fuck, and it was what it was, but it got shut down.
What'd you learn from LA, like, or Hollywood the whole time you were out there? Did you learn anything? Did you grasp anything?
I learned it's best to have a strategy than to just go out there dolo and not really know what you're doing like I did. I just went out there like, fuck it. And I just learned on the way, but it's best to have a strategy. So next time I go, I'm going to have a strategy. Because I had people that's like, are you coming back? I'm like, one day. Yeah.
Did you ever get in a position in life? Did you ever have to go away for a while? Did you ever get confronted with the police because of the anger issues or anything like that?
I would say kinda, because the anger turned into like an issue with drinking, and I used to drink a lot.
Word.
Like a lot. And then eventually that led to me getting pulled over. Hey, what are you doing? You're drunk.
Yeah.
Put him in the back of the car. So that led to me being on probation for 2 years.
Goddamn.
And that's where that mugshot comes from. That if you've seen it, it's on my artist profile because I was on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? In the wrong headspace of.
Did you slow down from drinking since then?
Yeah, I slowed down 100%. And now I'm more waterfied. I got my water on the side.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps me good. And I understand a lot of people suffer from this. A lot of people, they can't really get it right. They can't really get it under control. But you can get it under control, bro. You just got to figure out how to refocus that energy into something more positive.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, it's hard. Trust me. I know it's hard.
From the moment of you starting yoga and meditation till now, how long did it take before you seen a transformation within?
Probably like a year. Because that whole year I was still on and off of drinking and just saying fuck it, and got the little chicken head shorties coming in and out, and I'm just not focused at all. I'm not focused at all.
You're just tearing it up the
I'm
whole
just
time.
tearing it up and just not focused. It's like I got it, but I'm not practicing what I preach. So it took about a year, and I say once I got drained of doing that shit, of trying to just hit up every party and shit. You don't have to go to every party, y'all. Once I got drained of that shit, then that's when I was like, okay, now let's actually practice what we preach. Now put that bottle down, and then the bottle be there like, I don't want to do it. And handshaking and shit.
Man, I was a long time drinker. I was drinking since I was like 14, 15 years old.
For real?
Like every day. Like never missed a day. Since 14, 15, pints, 6-packs, everything. Just the whole night. I was going crazy. I quit in October of 2023. But I remember when I was first quitting, the first 2 days, you know what I did? I quit. The first day, I was like, this is easy, man. There was no problem. Day 2, I was on Google typing in, what are the benefits of drinking alcohol, though? So I'm like trying to figure out how to get myself back to it. And I feel like, man, I was like a zombie when I was doing that. I was literally like, my body was like forcing me to go on Google and see how we can figure out how to get alcohol back in the system. Like they tell you wine's good for you. They tell you this is good for you. And I'm like, wine's straight for you, bro. Like,
okay, I'm just get some wine.
Yeah. And I was like, man. And then one day it was just like, no, man, that's it. Like, that's it.
It's a slippery fucking slope. It's a slippery fucking slope.
It's, man. Bro, it's not, man, it's like, I get both worlds of it. Some people are like, man, just enjoy it when you want to enjoy it. But there's some people who can't do that, though. Some people's like, I need it. If I'm going to start drinking, I'm going to keep drinking. I'm not going to stop drinking, bro.
100%.
Whiskey and ice, bro? Are you serious right now? Whiskey and ice, bro? Are you serious?
I'm about to switch this shit. How do you feel about addictions in general? Like, and a whole, like, porn addiction?
Man, I was never addicted to the shit, but I did like, think about this, bro. There was a point when we all figured out about porn that we were doing it every day for years. And it was like, it was normal.
Body drain.
Yeah, your body's done with it. And then once you get older, you're like, wait a minute, bro. Like I'm messing with my hormones. I'm messing with my body. I'm messing with my energies and all that shit.
Yep.
So it definitely messes with you. I don't know. Unless you just are a person who has no clarity in their system, it messes with you for sure.
It really does.
What do you think about it?
I think that it is a crisis going on right now with porn addiction, and that if you're going through it, man, I would say one more time and then stop.
Man, let me tell you about this
stop.
Asian website, man. You watch this dude just walk into massage parlors all day long, bro. And he just has these like Google glasses on and he just videotapes the whole experience. I'm like, yo, this is the best stuff ever. Turned me up. I was like, man. And then after a while, I was so drained. I was like, man, I can't just keep watching this shit. Like, But these Asian ladies are just crazy out here. Like, bro, you just walk in and they just ask you, what do you want to do? And then you tell them and he pays them. And then it's like, you just watch. And you're like, this is dope, man. Like,
man, people got a lot of addictions out there, man. It's hard. But I promise you, start meditating and it gets you on the right path.
It gets you away from it for sure. But think about this, G, right? Okay, right. Diddy. Where's he at? Why is he where he's at? It's because he had a very, very fantasizing mind. Like he fantasized about women all the time and these experiences.
And power.
Now, does the websites help us stay away from doing what Diddy did? Is it because of the websites that we can go to and have access to whenever we want? Is that the only reason we're not ending up like Diddy and having these freak parties? Because I get it. Like, all right, I got my little bit of juice today from this website. I don't got to go do what Diddy did now.
Yeah.
Or if these websites didn't exist, like, would we just be chilling?
I feel like we probably be just focused on more creativity elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? If we didn't have the websites, I doubt we'll be like, oh, let's make this, let's do this, and let's see her do this or something like that. I feel like we'll be more influenced. Like,
you think the world would be better without the websites?
I mean, let's look at it before their websites was here. What we was doing, we was doing a lot of inventing and shit. And
we were.
We was mainly focused on drugs, to be honest. Before the website said, then when the website said, we was, pouring in drugs,
Man, you're right. We weren't doing much. Like, you could catch the VHS tape and DVD from time to time, right? But even that got whacked because it's like you got to put on the TV and like the whole house can hear that you're about to turn up. Yeah. So it's like,
you don't want to get crazy, bro. It's just stop it, bro. You don't want your grandma to walk in on you just going crazy.
But how does it affect the mind?
Grandma,
is the question. Like, is it affecting the mind? Because NoFap is a huge thing. Everybody's talking about NoFap. Like, it's a crazy experience. It's so crazy that people have to come up with a daily plan to not masturbate. Like, what the fuck? Like, you have to...
You got issues, man.
That's a new restriction in your life, bro?
Let the lotion go.
Man.
You know what, bro? You are the Kai Cenat of Detroit.
What?
I'm the first person to say that. I finally did it. I'm the first person to say, Kid L, you the Kai Cenat of Detroit.
Kai Cenat?
And I say that because, bro, any clip you see of an interview or something, it's you, bro. It's you. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck the culture vulture, all that shit. I meant what I said, bro. You are not a culture vulture, bro. You the Kai Cenat of Detroit, and it's okay. Just let it out, bro.
Appreciate it. But why Kai Cenat, though, man?
Well, your own version, but I'm just saying that because he's clip farmed everywhere right now. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I see clips of you all the fucking time.
What about like Theo Von, Joe Rogan, some like...
Yeah.
Kai Cenat's crazy, bro. Listen, man, he's cool. I fuck with Kai Cenat. You're more Kai Cenat than I'm Kai Cenat, though. You know what I'm saying? What's the appeal of Kai Cenat, man? Like, what's the appeal of watching people live stream in a room all day long?
I feel like it's just the uncertainty of what's going to happen and shit. Like, it's just the randomness.
How do you feel about everybody taking his concept and replicating it?
Everybody can't do it. Yeah. Everybody can do it. Like, you try, but you got to have a passion for that shit. And a lot of people get drained out and their content get drained out. And then people start unfollowing like, oh, you never really liked it, because the people can always tell. They can always tell if your heart is all the way in it or if it's halfway. So not everybody should do it. And a lot of people are just trying it just so that they don't have to work. Everybody wants a shortcut.
Man, you're right.
And a shortcut is not always the best way.
What do you think about karma?
Karma's real. Like, what you give is what you get. No matter if it's going to be tomorrow, next month, next year, 5 years, it's going to come back. So you got to watch what you say to people, how you treat people, all that. That shit is real. You can try it if you want to, but I guarantee something going to happen to you. You're going to be like, that's from that one time when I was mean to that person. I should not have done that. Karma never skips a beat. That shit is real.
Yeah, it's like that Final Destination movie. It's like you can't skip it. You can't fake it. You have to, like... Just
what you did, man. What you did? You did something to somebody?
Me?
Yeah.
Man, I was thinking about the other day. I was like, I was going through all my memories of my life one time. I was literally like, I was going through my entire life. I was like, let me start from when I was 0 and remember everything from that point. I think I started off at age 5. I was like, let me remember my life from age 5 till now, like every little memory that I can. And I was just sitting in bed thinking about every single memory for the past 29 years. And I was like, man.
What the fuck?
Damn, I was just sitting like everything that pissed me off, everything that was great, anything I could remember, just any moment from school to everything outside. I was like, let me remember every moment. The first memory I had was when me and my cousin were kids and he came over and we played like the floor was lava and we had to jump over the couch and the table back and forth. That was like my first memory in life ever.
Type shit.
And I just kept going from that point, like, wow. And it really started unlocking my mind, like who I became, how I became, who I became, and everything like that. So I think it's important for everybody to kind of like timeline their journey a little bit to kind of get your own history history, kind of unlock some memories and figure out why you are the way you are. But I did hit some moments where I was like, damn, I did that. That's crazy that I did that. That's like, I should be in prison for
I
this.
was a terrible person.
There's times, man. You know times. I'm sure you've been a terrible, terrible person at certain points in your life.
Yeah, man. I think about that shit, but I don't dwell in it like I used to. I just be like, nope, don't do that, because what happens is your mind will start trying to pull you back into that. So then you go back down a dark path. You got to just remind yourself, like, but I'm doing good now. You know, we know that happened, but we moved on.
Imagine getting a phone call from somebody though that's like, yo man, I know I fucked up with you in the past. You're like, hey man, I know I did some shit. You know, I did get that call one time. A couple years ago, one of my friends from my old basketball team from 6 years ago, he used to treat us all like shit on the basketball team. He called me up. He's like, yo, bro, I just want to say, man, how I treated everybody on the basketball court, I'm sorry for that. He's like, that was not right for me to treat y'all like that.
Real shit.
And I was like, man, this is like the fucking movies. Like, what type of shit? Do you have a kill list that you're about to cross off?
I would have been like, you got a bottle next to you, don't you? Like, no, yes.
Do you think there's ever a person you should, like, that you should be calling one day and be like, damn, I should hit that person up and be like, damn, my boy, I'm sorry for that.
I feel like I already did it. Like, a lot of people I didn't just called up randomly, and we'll be talking for a minute, and I'll just be like, hey, you know, that one thing, you know, I wish I never did that, man.
What they say to you when you tell them?
They be like, oh, man, I ain't tripping about that. See, it be the whole time, it be in your head for years. And then sometimes they be like, you did that? They didn't forgot all about it. They just didn't even think about it. And the whole time you did, though. So a lot of stuff is in your head. My bad.
Oh, you're good, bro?
My bad, bro. I'm always super prepared. Hey, you ever thought about streaming your interviews?
I feel like people say stupid ass shit on here sometimes. And so I'm being careful to like help them out just in case it gets too stupid.
Okay.
To the point where like they can't come back from that.
Right.
Listen, I would say 1 out of every 100 episodes, somebody's like, yo, you need to take that out. We had a rapper come on here one time and he basically like indicted himself like in a case that was not solved. And he's like, oh shit, my bad, bro. I was supposed to say that on camera.
Please delete it.
Yeah, and I was like, oh shit, I got you, my boy. And we deleted that. And he was calling me every day. He's like, you're gonna delete it, right? You're gonna delete it, right? Like he was so tripped out, bro.
Yeah.
So like streaming, I can't imagine if a rapper came on and said some self-indicting stuff and we're like, oh yeah, stream, no cap. It's like you just wrapped up his career in the stream. We'll catch you next time. Like
that's true. I feel like, but if it's a stream, like they should know. They should know, like, okay, I got to be on my P's and Q's because we done already had enough RICO cases going on. Like,
we have a clear mind, right? Now add lean to the mix, add smoking to the mix, add drinking to the mix.
To the one time when I did that thing, I shouldn't have did.
Bro.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that on camera.
What do you think about streaming? You gonna get into it?
I feel like it's kind of overexposing for artists, but at the same time, I do every fucking thing. Like, I like to model, direct movies and stuff. I just did a little thriller called The Man in Glasses, and then I dropped a mini film for Planet Jaylen and shit.
I seen that. That was dope as fuck.
I appreciate that, bro.
That
So it's like I want to prove that I can pretty much do a lot of things, and I feel like, you know, streaming, I'll stream a little bit, but not like 8 hours or something. Like I might do 3 hours to 2. You know what I'm saying? But like to be back to back and show everything, bro, you lose your mystery, bro. And that's part of like what makes you good as an artist. So my advice as an artist is stream a little bit. Don't be trying to stream all day and beat Kais and that. Because if you're going to do that, then people going to stop listening to your music because they're going to be like, he just like us.
Yeah, didn't DDG sell like the lowest amount of tapes he's ever sold? Yeah. And it's like he was streaming all the time. It's like, because you just killed all your mystique right there in front of us. So
yeah,
it's like,
that's real, man. And man, DDG, prayers up for you, man. I know you got a lot going on right now, man. Prayers up for you.
Prayers up to him. But yeah, the whole point is overexposure as an artist is not a good thing. You should never be giving your audience everything about your daily life and what's going on. Eventually, I'm not going to say names, but I talked to my friends about that stream, and I'm like, man, you don't want to overdo it now. I had Babyface Ray on here on last session, and he was basically saying like,
fire.
Appreciate that. He was telling everybody that his people were telling him to stream, and he's like, man, I can't do it. Like, and that's because his nature is telling him like, yo, that's not a good idea. Don't do it. Like, you're hot, you're on fire. Why would you go take any chances against that? Like, who's your favorite rapper of all time?
Favorite rapper of all time?
Artist. My bad, artist.
Favorite artist is Kanye.
Well, damn, that was a bad example. Why is Kanye your favorite
artist?
mean,
I can separate the art from the artist. That's why.
Okay.
But
what about all the recent shit he's been doing?
Let's delete some of that recent shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, it's so hard being a Kanye fan. Oh my god.
Come on, man.
But other
No, but seriously,
big
like,
artists,
you can't just delete the recent shit, man. That's the recent shit.
Man.
You're supposed to delete the early shit, not the
it used to
latest.
be good, man. Graduation.
So you didn't think he's tweaked out now? Like, you think he's tweaked out, or what do you think about him now?
I feel like we don't fucking know. Kanye, he got a lot going on. I could say one thing and then he'll say another thing tomorrow, and I would look crazy right now. They be like, rewind that Kid L interview with Red Rum. Remember he said that he was way
but
off.
like, come on, man. He's wearing like Nazi symbol shirts and shit like that.
I
He's
know.
like,
Come
on, man.
That's why I can separate the art from the artist. Like, I don't agree with everything he's been doing, but I can still listen to some of his music. The old music.
Yeah, for sure.
The recent stuff, I just scratch my head, man.
Okay, well, you know what? I will say this because I was asking you that question to say this. Kanye still is mysterious, like you said, because we don't know why the hell he's doing it. It could be mental issues, or it could be like some grandmaster scheme, or it could just be he's having, who knows what he's doing. There's mystery to that.
What's going on?
We do see a lot of him, but not because he's on camera all the time. It's just because you're catching little glimpses of crazy moments.
Yeah.
So you're right. He's still mysterious. That's still a mysterious guy.
Yeah. Pretty wild. A wild man.
He's wild. But yeah, you don't want to destroy your mystique as an artist by giving exposure and giving yourself to the audience at all times. Like, it's just crazy. I think T Grizzly changed the game, and this isn't a knock to T Grizzly. T Grizzly started streaming himself on GTA, and it opened up the door for everybody to be like, damn, I'm about to be a streamer too, because he's making $300,000 a month doing this stuff. Yeah. But T Grizzly is so successful. He's an entrepreneur. He already has everything done. His catalog is already immaculate. That's why he's able to do it. He doesn't really have to build himself up anymore. He just has to continue that flame that he has.
I love it.
Now you see upcoming artists going like, I'm gonna do what he did, but you're nobody though. So it's like nobody's don't have the luxury of giving themselves all the exposure to their audience at all times and becoming successful off of that. So T Grizzly kind of messed up the game for everybody is what I'm trying to say. I love the guy. He's a genius, but
yeah, I mean, hip hop is in a weird space because it's all about like, you know, streams, and then they're trying to add AI to it. So it's kind of getting wild right now. I would say the best thing we can do is go back to being original. Like when Stevie Wonder was doing this shit in the city, they like, we rarely see this motherfucker when he's doing what he's doing. He's blind. We gotta see him. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like, I feel like people don't really care about, you know, they don't really care about the streaming no more. You know, it's kind of losing faith in it. But I feel like we should go back to just doing shit original, like building a cult fan base outside of, you know, social media. Even though we need it, but making sure that people actually fuck with you in real life. Go back to that, and then add that to the social media. You know.
You know what I always think about is when you're driving somewhere and you have your playlist set, right? Or maybe you're just going to tell your thing what you want it to play.
Right.
You got to take up the space as an artist over another artist's space. So if I'm driving home, I could be like, man, I'm going to listen to Eminem. I could listen to Sada. I could listen to 42 Doug. Or I can listen to Red Rum the Artist. Right. And I got to make that decision at that moment because I only got a 20-minute drive. Now, what makes me listen to you over them? And that's what the difficulty for is as artist. People have the opportunity to listen and watch whatever they want at any given second. Why am I going to listen to you over somebody else? That is what you have to figure out.
Right. The connection.
Exactly.
It's the connection. So how do we get that connection back? Because a lot of artists don't have that these days. They blow up off of the TikTok shit. And then they're here and then they're gone. They're like, wait, but I'm actually talented. And it's too late. You know, what do? You have to go back to the connection. Like, why was XXX so powerful? Because the stuff he said, and then the people he actually seen him in person, like, bro, I've seen this person really work his ass off. And so they truly supported him. And like, other big artists to me is Kid Cudi. Like, that man really saved my life. Like, truly. Like, people always say that, but I really mean that. Like, 100%. Because he talked about his vulnerability, and I related to that. And that's why I put that in my music, too. I talk about the lows and the highs because you're not always happy.
Word.
So it's all about like connecting to the listener. Like when I swear I be trying to listen to my music like I never heard it before. And that shit is hard. Like before the album came out, I was listening to it for 2 weeks or some shit. I was tired of hearing it low key because you know when you put the process in, you like, let me give it a break. But I took 2 weeks off just so I can hear it from a naked ear. And I just try my best to connect with the listener.
How was it when you listened back to it as a new listener?
It was crazy because I was like off probation. Shit, I was on vacation, going out of town and shit, and I'm like, my album just dropped. It felt refreshing.
It's dope.
Very fucking refreshing. And then like with the features on that shit, like G-Mac Cash, Nisha Nisha, like come on now.
You got G-Mac and Nisha on?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, I remember, I didn't know who the woman was on it, but that's dope to hear that she's working. How was the session with Nisha?
See, I had to talk to somebody to make that shit happen, and that's how I got the feature. But I've been working on her feature for like 5 years. Like,
Goddamn.
I was because a lot of shit happened, mental shit, meditation, fucking probation and shit, and I was just like investing in myself. Nobody's giving handouts, so you got to get the money yourself. So I made that shit happen, and when I did, I was like, fucking finally, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm very proud of that feature. Same shit with GMAC Cash. I was working on that shit for a minute, trying to figure out who to put on that track, and that shit go crazy. I feel like I'm gonna push that one the most, the Whoa track with GMAC Cash.
I think with your style, man, it's so different and unique that LA, I understand why you went to LA and Hollywood, because it feels like that's where you're gonna fit, right? Like,
I only came back because of the pandemic.
Word?
Yeah.
Oh, because there was no money out there?
Well, I was doing good networking and all that shit. And they're like, hey, bro, there's something called Corona coming. I was like, yeah, I don't care. What? I don't care. Then somebody else called me like, hey, I think it's time to go back home. This shit's getting serious. I was like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'll be fine.
Bro, you know what's crazy? I forgot that we called it the coronavirus.
Yeah. And then like, bro.
It was COVID for so long.
It took 3 times. My father, he called. He was like, hey, man, I know you doing your thing, but I think it's time to go back. This is 3 calls. It was my friend, my cousin, and my pops. I'm like, okay, this is 3 strikes. I guess it's time to go back. But yeah, man, LA was working for me, man. I met Tyler, the creator and shit, Marlon Wayans.
How'd you meet Tyler?
Man, it was at this open clothing shop thing where it's like you get to, those little weekend things where you come in and shop people that's underground. I was doing that, and it's right on Melrose. And he started walking by, everybody's whispering like, oh my God, he's right there. And I'm like, man, fuck that shit. I'm from Detroit. I'm about to go say something. Walked up to him. I'm like, hey, bro. At the time Igor dropped, I said, bro, Igor is one of the best albums of the year. I've been listening to you since I was a kid. Man, appreciate it. I was like, man, really, I appreciate you. I'm telling you. Hey, can I get a picture? No, I'm not really trying to take pictures right now. Fuck. I was like, well, I'm going to see you at the top. Just remember me. All right. He don't give a fuck. He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he's like that.
But I mean, it was still cool though, because I understand he got a lot going on, and that's still a memory for me. Like, so
it's still cool that he just even like talked real quick, like, oh, what up?
Yeah, he could have just brushed me off, but I'm like,
yeah.
One day you'll remember this, Tyler.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, in LA, bro.
Legend,
not to cut you off, but every day is like, okay, you can go to Kroger and you're gonna meet somebody that you've been watching since you was a kid. That shit's so crazy out there, and it's just like that because everybody is there, bro. Everybody's out in LA. So I would say that's a great way to network. Like, who knows what would happen? Another universe, Rum the Artist in LA.
You never know, man.
Without the pandemic.
Yeah, that'd be dope to go out there and just like run into you have it all set with yourself. You know who you are as an artist, and you just meet the right people.
Just bam. And they just be doing the most regular shit, like buying some ice cream or some shit. You be like, oh, what's up? Johnny Knoxville? Like, bro, I met Craig Robinson when I was just going to a jazz joint and shit, and he gave me some good advice. I said, what should I look out for the industry? He was like, just remember that there's some good people out here. And I got a picture of him and shit. We looking crazy as shit because I was having a good time. But yeah, bro, I got some stories when I went out there. I was out there for half a year.
What happened?
The pandemic.
Yeah, but I think you said there's some stories.
Other stories and shit. I mean, I mainly would meet people just like at the little parties that I went to, or like randomly, you know what I'm saying? So I would say that was pretty crazy to me because from Detroit, you don't see people like that, bro.
Man, my cousin told me that she went to this party, this mansion party in LA, and she seen Elon Musk in a room with some like random girl while he was with some other, he had a wife or something at the time. And he was just like literally just like tearing off her clothes.
Oh, wow. Is she okay?
Huh?
Oh.
What? No,
I mean,
in a good way. Yeah.
I just hope that she's all right. And she, yeah.
No, it was like it was consensual.
Cool.
Yeah, it wasn't like the door was open. Yeah.
Okay. That happens.
Yeah.
That happens, man. I seen like I said, people coming out the bathrooms and shit, just all, whoa, let's go.
I don't think I could mess with coke because I feel like it impacts your brain permanently. So I'm like, I'm gonna skip that one.
It does. You know what I'm saying? You just got to be careful with who you hang out with, because out there in LA, bro, they doing the after parties and they do whatever. See, in LA, you can do whatever you want to do. Damn near. You can pretty much do whatever you want to do, and that's the problem. What if all the things that you had on your goal list you could knock out with the right connections and shit? What would you do after that?
Word.
Wouldn't you kind of be like bored at some point and be like, all right, bro, I just need something just to feel something? That's what happens. A lot of them had already achieved their goals. So they just like, I'm bored, man. I'm about to go,
Turn up. Go do something crazy.
And that's the thing about LA.
Like, look at Justin Bieber, bro. Like the guy who's the biggest artist in the world. And now look at him.
Oh man.
I mean, I don't think anything's wrong with him, but
I don't think he want to see him. I don't know, man. It's a lot of pressure. So at that level, it's
it'd be
hard
tough to be Justin Bieber, man. It's
Yeah,
tough to be
man.
that guy.
You just
Celebrity since a child, you never got to have a normal life. Kind of like a Michael Jackson situation, just like you never got to have a normal life.
And then like, what if people have these things that's rumored about you, and then they're saying that is true, but what if it's not? You know what I'm saying? You don't know, but there's new rumors every day. People are like, oh, you did this, and then you just don't feel like speaking about it, but everybody's believing everything that they're hearing.
What do you think is the biggest conspiracy that you've ever heard that you might think is true?
About Hollywood?
Everything.
Oh, about I think it's some other shit in the ocean.
Word.
Like, 'cause I think the ocean is 25% discovered. So I feel like it's definitely like some aliens in there or some shit, bro. Like, it's gotta be.
Word.
They're already here. That's what they mean. Like, every time they discover something in the ocean, bro, it's always some weird ass shit with tentacles.
I know, man. Like, what if those are the aliens, B?
Yeah, man.
Like, we don't know shit, man.
We just keep calling this shit, but it's actually it's already alien.
Well, you know, they're saying that they discovered UFOs. Like, they have evidence of UFOs. They just don't know, like,
The Bermuda Triangle.
and yeah, Bermuda Triangle. People are just getting murked up out there.
Yeah,
The guy's
bro.
like, yeah, this is like the boundaries of a video game. Like, you just die right here.
Yeah, just disappear. Like, come on, bro. Like, that's the shit I look into. You know what I'm saying? When I can't sleep or some shit and I just need to fall asleep. And I just look into some crazy shit.
You know what's crazy to look into before you go to bed is how people do cave diving, and they like crawl through caves. It's like a sport to them, like a hobby or whatever, and they get stuck in it. And then they gotta have rescue teams come save these people.
Why would you do that dumbass shit?
I don't know, man, but sometimes people like they'll be cave diving and then they'll go down a hole that's too small, and then they'll end up like their body will be ending up like this, curved up and crunched up, and then they need like a rescue team to come save them, and they're pulling them and they're tugging them, and then they end up
Yeah,
passing
mad at
away.
nobody but yourself.
Man, it's crazy, and they do all these things to save these people, and it's like sometimes they save them, sometimes they don't. They just pass out and they go out. Bro, can you imagine just crawling with nothing above your head? You have to literally like grind, and there's some parts where it's like, yeah, you can get through that hole, and you literally have to burst your whole body just to get through. And then how do you get out? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you go backwards?
I don't even go for that because I just know that I will fuck up.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You know, you just don't do shit because you know you're gonna fuck up. I know I will fuck up.
Yeah, like what's it called when you jump off a helicopter? Parachuting or
Shooting or parasailing too.
no? What's it called when you
talking about skydiving?
skydiving?
Yeah,
You ever
I have
skydive?
family that did that shit, and I haven't. I thought about it, but
You think about skydiving?
Pretty safe.
it's pretty fucking yeah. I might have to do it at least one time. If I do it for the one
I
time.
seen footage of people just not making it, bro. I'm straight.
Come on, kid L, kid L, me and you skydiving. Come on,
I'm with you, bro.
for TikTok.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Hey
We'll
man,
put a green screen in the back and we'll have fans blow our faces.
this is what really happened.
You think the moon landing was real?
Fuck. I never been to the moon, so I would say it looked pretty iffy to me, especially with a lot of shit popping up of this is what it actually happened. People just wave their hands and then they jump behind something and they're like, this is where they went. But it's like, how many people actually got to say like, I seen a spaceship leave here that you know?
Man, the only time I ever seen
You
a
know what I'm saying?
spaceship was when I was in like middle school and like the whole thing exploded. And there was like a teacher on board and shit. It was crazy, man.
I don't think that
You ever seen-
helps. With people that going out of space.
It was like the one time that there was evidence. It's like we watched it explode. Like, damn, son. If you were a billionaire, what would you do with your money?
Fuck, if I was a billionaire, I would invest most of that shit into like new businesses.
Why, you're already a
Because-
billionaire.
I mean, you never know, like, if your money's gonna always be there. So, like, a lot of people with money, when they get it, they lose it because they don't know how to take care of it. So I would educate myself on how to keep this shit so I can stay a billionaire forever. You know what I'm saying? So I just reinvested in shit, you know?
Yeah, but what would you do? Like, would you buy some crazy shit or would you just be chill with it?
I'd buy some stupid shit, like like an elephant or some shit. like a giraffe or some shit, just so people can walk in my crib and be like, oh, fuck, an elephant. And I'd be like, yeah, I got money for it. So yeah, I would be doing some stupid shit. But yeah, I feel like you gotta do stupid shit when you got like a lot of money. Like
Billion?
why-
Yeah.
You gotta do something stupid that where people are like, why would you do that? And you're like, I just got money for it.
If it was something sexually, what I would do, and I was single, I would have like a room with just like 100 Asian women, and they would just be like licking and sucking me from every direction. Like, bro.
Talk that shit,
Like
L.
my body, so it'd be 100 women under me, right? And I'd be on top of them, and then they'd all be sucking and licking different parts of me. and then another 100 set of them would be upside down, hanging from rope, and they would be sucking every single part of me, and it'll just be some crazy sucking fest of just like all of them sucking.
Hey, he gonna have his own porno soon.
I'm
telling
saying.
you, like, it's a lot of moments. Like, remember we talking about them clips? You got a lot of clips of you talking about some wild. You can have your own porno, bro. Just say it, bro.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and set it up.
That'd be dope. That's what I would do though. I'll just have a bunch of Asian women in one room and just go crazy.
I know. I fuck with that though. I fuck with that, bro, because you know it's creative as fuck.
Something about Asian women is crazy. Like, what is it about Asian women that's so enticing, bro?
That's a great question. What is it about Asian women, bro?
What is it
about that vision? What made you say Asian women? You know what I'm saying?
I just like, you know what it is about Asian women? It's just like they know that they're there to please you. Like you can just see it in their eyes. Like, I'm here to suck your balls. Like, that's it, and that's what it is. It's like there is no mystique.
Shout out to Asian girls. Let the lights dim, son.
You know.
Damn.
What's your favorite type of woman?
My favorite type of woman is submissive and supportive.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Recently, with my relationships, I've had a lot of combativeness. So right now, I'm just taking a break and looking for my type as far as like, do we have the same thing in common? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, they choose out of lust, and that was my fuck up. I'll keep on like, damn, she look fat up. And I would, but like, lust is not always a good way to lead. It's good to see like, okay, do we both like anime? Do we both like movies and shit? Do we like the same artists? Because if you like fucking around with her and then you cuff her, right? Yeah. And then y'all don't like the same shit, like it's bound to fail, bro. It's gonna fail. Like y'all have nothing in common. Like my last relationship, nothing in common.
Nothing.
I fucked up. I'm like, damn. I knew it was just like, you gotta have at least one thing. Like, I fuck with anime, bro.
Word.
I really fuck with anime, like My Hero Academia, Chainsaw Man, fucking Jujutsu Kaisen, Super.
I think not my favorite
Attack on
anime.
Titan.
The Attack on Titan's fire.
Yeah.
But I think the one that messed me up the most was Elephant Lead. Have you ever seen Elephant Lead?
Nah.
Oh my God.
Send that to me, bro.
Woo, trip you out. But Elephant Lead fucked me up. What else fucked me up, man?
Nah, anime get deep, bro.
Anime can fuck you up.
It can really get deep. But why does most of it start in high school?
That's what I'm saying.
That's some crazy shit. But I want to talk about this real quick.
Yeah.
I got a question about YouTube. Now, I've been doing YouTube for a little bit, and I got like 177K views, but I want to get this shit pumped up to where it's like I start getting the views like that more as to subscribers. Like, I want to see 177K subscribers.
Right.
What is your advice on that? Like,
so a lot of people are telling me that call to action is a real thing, even though we don't like to do call to action. It does remind the audience member to like subscribe, comment, which I'm not a fan of doing, but it works. It just reminds people like, oh yeah,
sure I subscribe too.
Supporting this person, like let me tap in. Another thing is, it just means my cousin told them, my cousin's a famous YouTuber, super famous. He's like, when they don't subscribe, that means that they like you, but they don't love you.
What's his YouTube, if you don't mind?
His name is Latency. He's one of the top Fortnite players in the world and one of the top Minecraft players in the world. Damn. 2 accounts that he got to over hundreds of thousands of views and millions of views.
Mullah.
Crazy. But yeah, that's how he broke it down to me. He's like, if they're watching it, that means they like you, but they don't love you. And he's like, to make them love you, it just takes the right piece of content.
Okay.
And repetitiveness and them seeing you over and over again for them to get it. Because think about it, dude. If somebody really, really, really loved what they just listened to, they'd hit that subscribe button.
See,
you know what I'm saying?
My shit is Runtime TV, right?
Yeah.
And the highest one I had is like 46K. But I slowed down on it to focus on the album and shit and probation, and I kind of just stopped. But I do want to get back into it and get that shit back active, because that shit is like probably like 2 or 3 years old, and I already like had that many shit, so I just want to...
Consistency, right? Fresh content. Number one recommendation I have for every single person right now, stop using anything AI for your artistry. Only use it for the process to make things simpler, but don't replace your graphics designer.
Okay.
Don't replace your video editor. Don't replace any of your media guys for AI, because that's how you're going to stand apart. Okay. Because now everybody's using AI, right? So what do you do to stand out?
The original.
Don't use AI. So hire people to do the graphics for you and the designs for you. Make sure your visuals are conceptual. Like you did that great visual that you promoted. The storytelling, everything like that. I think if you want an idea from a perspective of people who are looking for music, you know what they're really thinking to themselves?
What?
Man, I want to find somebody new. And I want to like follow their journey, bro. Like that's how every new listener is like, man, I want to just find somebody that I vibe with.
That's how I felt with Chance the Rapper and shit. When he first started, I was just like, I felt it was personal, it was experimental. Yeah. And I try to adapt that same ideology for my stuff. Like I'm like, I wanted to just be creative and come here and have fun, and you don't have to think too hard. Just come here, have a good time.
Exactly.
So I'm focusing on more like skits and stuff like that. And I want to get back to just showing other side because everybody can do music. Everybody does fucking music now. But can everybody direct? Can everybody create their cover arts? You know what I'm saying? The only cover art I didn't make is for DeLorean Deluxe. And that was made by the same person who made Juice WRLD's cover art. So that was the only one I didn't create. But I do a lot of myself. So it's like I want to really show like I can do this shit, bro. I'm a fucking artist.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the point of everything I do. It's just
Sure.
to prove like you an artist, right? Okay, prove it. That's a lot, yep.
For sure. Is there anything you want to promote before we sign off?
Man, go stream Planet Jaylen. Go ahead and tap in and watch the film too. Follow me on YouTube, Rumtime TV. Follow me on socials, Rum the Artist. And I appreciate you, Kid L, for having me.
For sure. I appreciate you, man. This was a very fun time, man. Before we close out, just for fun, the worst anime ever made and why without cussing.
The worst anime made? GT.
Why?
Because it was just too fast paced with certain things and some stuff was dragging. And to this day, it's still talked about crazy. GT is pretty, we don't even talk about that low key. we play with the characters, but that's about it. But we like how many people choose, you watch GT, right?
I've seen things.
Okay, so this is character Baby. Not many people play with Baby. You know what I'm saying? They play with everybody else except that villain. So that tells you enough. Yeah, GT is not that one.
For sure.
By the way, this is yours too, brother.
Oh man, shit, man.
Rum Ragers. That's the merch.
Got you. Yeah,
100%.
Rum Ragers is dope, man.
Yeah, Planet Jaylen on the back. Rum Ragers is the brand, and
Got the bag.
we recruiting right now. I want to recruit models and actresses, actors. So let's work.
For sure, man. I appreciate you doing this. Appreciate you really just giving everybody your full story and letting everybody know what the artistry is behind the music, which is very important so people aren't super confused because you are very different. Your sound's very different. And I think it's important for people to be like, okay, who is actually making these sounds? Because it could be anybody. It could be a guy just falsifying why he's making these sounds.
Talk that shit.
When I hear you in person, it's like, wow, I understand why I'm hearing the sounds that I'm hearing now, which is incredible.
Some psychedelic shit.
For sure. We're at Parallel Sound Studio, Highland Vision Studios Production. Around peace.